All right, thanks, Mark. In a special report tonight, a story of incredible strength and recovery for a Northern Michigan veteran.
In 2012, Sergeant Eric LUND lost both of his arms from a roadside bomb in Afghanistan. Several months ago, he underwent life-changing surgery. 7 and 4 Shelley Adamczyk has been following Eric's story. She joins us now live in our studio. Shelley?
Mark and Kristen, I was able to fly out to meet with Eric, his mother, and doctors at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore. Until November, Eric had lived more than 5 years with prosthetic arms. His strength and dedication to making his body whole again is truly amazing. Each beat and each twitch, no matter how small, is nothing less than what doctors would call a miracle. In 2012, United States Army National Guard Sergeant Eric LUND lost both his arms above the elbow. An IED explosion hit his convoy in Afghanistan.
It's been a walk of faith from the beginning. Eric shouldn't have survived the original injury.
Countless surgeries, prosthetics, and 2 Purple Hearts later, Eric received the call he'd been waiting years for. November 6, 2017, doctors with Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore told the 34-year-old he would be receiving a double arm transplant.
You just felt a sense of peace that it's going to be okay.
Eric's extensive bilateral surgery took more than 12 hours.
You have to address the arms that are donated. So there's one team on each of those arms, and then there's also one team on each of the recipient arms or the patient's arms. So you can have up to 16 to 20 surgeons in the OR at one time.
Now, 3 months later, it's all about getting his new arms communicating with his body, something that could take months, if not years, to happen.
Every day it's getting better and better.
On the right one?
Yeah, I just have to kind of like learn where to flex. Everything's different now.
Eric's been working directly with physical therapists at Johns Hopkins for several hours every day.
Eventually, that's what we're gonna hopefully see, is for him to gain more elbow motion first, and then wrist, and then hand.
Experts say it takes about 1 month for an inch of the nerves to regrow.
Recently we started doing a lot of stretching. And we're working on machines like this.
When he's contracting, then it measures that, so we can compare it to you.
So each movement is a small but vital accomplishment.
Small things where he can contract his muscles a lot more. It's huge.
The miracles along the way have been amazing, and this is probably the biggest miracle of all.
Eric says the biggest difference, besides having his new arms, is once again having motion from his elbows.
I couldn't like lift my arm up like this. It would just fall down.
But he hopes to be back on the green soon, playing golf and spending time with his service dog, Lady, with his brand new arms.
He has such a lighter mood, and you see hope. He's starting to talk about future plans. They gave him a future.
The support has been incredible. I'd just like to thank each and every one of them. It means a lot to us. Just thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, so right now he's still going through therapy at Johns Hopkins. For the next month he'll be there, and they're hoping to move him to Walter Reed. So he'll still be in Maryland, but you know, going through that treatment, it takes a while. So
Such an amazing story, Shelley. Tell us, what's the long-term hope for Eric?
So he's very ambitious, so he hopes to be coming back to Ludington, hopefully in the next year, but obviously, you know, it's still, there's gonna be years of therapy, so.
And it can take that long until they know if this surgery was truly successful, up to a year.
Right, because the nerves still need to
grow.
Connect, so.
Great story, thanks,
Thank
Shelley.
you,
Wish him
Shelley.
the best of luck.
Absolutely. New details tonight. Federal investigators zero in on a locked track switch in their search for the cause of a deadly train crash in South Carolina. The train was traveling from New York to Florida and slammed into a parked freight train near Columbia. 2 crew members were killed. More than 100 people were taken to the hospital. Investigators with the National Transportation Safety Board say a locked switch diverted the Amtrak train off its track and onto a side one where the CSX train was parked. The question now is why.
That switch was lined and locked, which basically means it was a-lined for the train coming down this way to be diverted into the siding. Yes, there was a padlock on that switch, and that's what they do. When this train would have backed into this siding, the conductor will get out and lock it in that particular position.
Investigators are searching for the data recorders of both trains. Tonight, the Amtrak train's forward-facing camera is being analyzed in Washington, D.C. 2 people are dead, including Indianapolis Colts linebacker Edwin Jackson, after a suspected drunk driver hit them on the interstate. It happened around 4 this morning on I-70 in Indianapolis. Police say Jackson was in a rideshare when he got sick and the driver pulled over. Both the driver and Jackson were hit and killed. The suspected drunk driver tried to take off but was detained by a trooper. Jackson was 26 years old.
New tonight at 11, Michigan State Police are asking for more information after a man reportedly crashed into parked and moving vehicles in Grand Traverse County. We're told several people reported a gray Dodge Ram driving erratically last Thursday just before 6 a.m. Now, troopers then spotted that trunk at Monkson Medical Center. Further investigation revealed the 36-year-old suspect traveled on US 31 to 11th Street. Deputies responded to multiple property damages. The suspect was arrested for driving under the influence of drugs, driving on a suspended license, and on an outstanding fugitive warrant. In Leelanau County, a 21-year-old man was arrested for intent to deliver marijuana. Troopers pulled the driver over on M22 for having an obstructed license plate. We're told they found big and small baggies of marijuana and 4 Xanax bars that were not prescribed to him. The driver was taken to jail on drug charges. The passenger was taken home by an officer.
No longer underdogs. The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. This is the first time in franchise history the Eagles have won a Lombardi trophy. Tonight's game was a rematch of the 2004 Super Bowl in which the Patriots won their 3rd Lombardi trophy. But that was then and this is now. Philly went on to win 41-33. 7 and 4 Sports Director Harrison Beebe will have the exciting game highlights coming up later in sports.
Thank you for calling Mancino's West Bay. This is KJ. Would you like to hear our pizza specials today?
Super Bowl Sunday is the busiest day of the year for takeout orders. From pizzas and grinders from Mancino's West Bay to chicken wings and famous sauces from Buffalo Wild Wings. Managers of those restaurants say takeout orders nearly triple and they have to bring in extra staff just to keep up.
We have an extra, about usually 2 to 3 extra people on Super Bowl Sunday. It gets very busy during the Super Bowl for pizzas and deliveries, very much so.
Super Bowl is very crazy. In the kitchen, it's absolutely mayhem. Like, they have to bring in extra people all the time. You definitely have to prepare ahead of time, make sure you have enough people for each station, make sure you stock up on all the wings and all the food that's going to be most popular, because they definitely don't want to run out on Super Bowl Sunday.
A lot of servers say they look forward to working on Super Bowl night because they get more tips and they get to watch the game while they work.
Well, to see what our viewers were munching on for the Super Bowl, we turned to our banjo app. Some went with the Mexican theme, others homemade crunch wraps. Those look really good. At Michigan Realtor had a seafood Super Bowl. Shout out to Paisanos. They created football-shaped pizzas tonight. And some of you got creative with the desserts. Look at that.
Got some good cooks in this town.
It does. Looks delicious.
Remember, you can get the latest news, sports, and weather updates on our website, upnorthlive.com, 24 hours a day.
Coming up, President Trump promises that his administration will do right by our veterans. We're going to take you to the White House for an exclusive interview with the Secretary of Veterans Affairs to find out what's in store for veteran services in 2018.